Gardens by the Bay is situated near Marina Bay in Singapore, showcasing a unique blend of nature, architecture, and technology. The construction and imported plant species for the project exceeded $1 billion. It has rapidly become a global icon for sustainable design and advanced urban planning. Each year, I witness millions of visitors exploring this remarkable site. The gardens continue to receive an array of prestigious international awards for their innovative design. Gardens by the Bay represents Singapore's vision for the future of green spaces in urban environments. I explore how this small nation turned reclaimed land into one of the world's most remarkable gardens. Situated in the center of Singapore's busy financial district, it serves a strategic purpose. The project redefines the city's approach to integrating urban green space amid rapid development. This transformation showcases the potential of innovative gardening in modern cities. For decades, Singapore has faced challenges as a land-scarce island nation with limited natural resources. Yet, it transformed over 100 hectares of reclaimed land into a futuristic ecosystem that houses over 1 million plant species from around the world. Gardens by the Bay stands as a national garden and a prime horticultural destination, blending landscape architecture with innovative garden design. It not only entertains visitors, but also educates them on rare plant species from various climates. Engineers tackled the challenge of growing non-tropical plants by developing technical solutions to maintain a stable environment within the greenhouse.
A complex system of 28 steel ribs, known as arches, reinforces the exterior structure of the conservatories. These curved arches help protect the glass domes by absorbing and redirecting strong wind forces. Another layer of steel ribs increases the strength of the glass roof itself. A network of hundreds of steel frames, known as the grid shell, connects the glass panels together. In theory, this outer shell allows the glass structure to withstand wind pressure while also preventing water leakage during heavy rain. The steel components used for the greenhouses were measured, cut, and welded at factories according to precise engineering specifications. Engineers divided each roof frame into 8 smaller sections to make transportation and assembly easier. Once completed, the massive steel sections were carefully transported under police escort before being lifted into place at the construction site using giant cranes. The supporting scaffolding system was connected with steel columns and beams, creating a large elevated workspace above while still leaving enough open space below for other construction activities to continue without obstruction. After the steel framework was completed, giant tempered glass panels began to be installed using specialized vacuum lifting systems to minimize vibration and prevent cracking during high-altitude construction. Engineers had to align each glass panel with extremely high precision before securing them to the steel grid, gradually completing the massive glass shell surrounding the entire greenhouse. While engineers were still racing against time to complete the massive glass domes of the conservatories, another iconic structure of Gardens by the Bay was also beginning to rise across the huge construction site beside Marina Bay, the Super Tree Grove. Standing up to 50 meters tall, these super trees were designed as a fusion of nature, architecture, and modern technology, becoming one of the defining symbols of the entire project. To build them, engineers first constructed the foundations and assembled precast concrete sections that form the outer trunk structure. These multi-ton components were transported to the construction site and lifted into place using large cranes before being assembled with extremely high precision. However, the most critical part of the super tree was hidden inside the structural core. As the outer shell gradually took shape, engineers began lowering massive steel columns into the center using giant cranes. These steel columns acted as the main load-bearing backbone of each super tree, allowing the structure to support the enormous weight of the steel canopy above, while also resisting strong wind loads from the Marina Bay area. Even a small alignment error during installation could affect the entire upper structure. Surrounding the central core was a steel lattice framework designed to resemble giant tree branches spreading into the sky. Once completed, these steel structures were covered with plants and integrated with technologies such as solar energy collection, rainwater harvesting, and ventilation support systems for the entire garden, transforming the super trees into true artificial trees in the heart of Singapore. Several years before the gigantic glass domes in the super trees began to shape Singapore's skyline, this area was still a massive coastal construction site where engineers had to start with the most fundamental stages to create the land and foundation for the entire project. Gardens by the Bay was not built on natural land, but on a completely artificial reclaimed area. Land reclamation is not as simple as dumping sand into the ocean. It requires precise calculations involving geology, ocean currents, and long-term structural stability. Unlike traditional land reclamation methods that rely heavily on imported sand, this reclamation process used a more efficient and environmentally sustainable technique known as the caisson method. A caisson is a massive hollow concrete structure that acts as a building block for land reclamation projects. Instead of pouring enormous amounts of sand into the sea to create new land, prefabricated caissons are transported and placed directly onto the seabed to form the foundation of artificial islands. Each caisson used in the project was more than 50 meters long and constructed from high-strength reinforced concrete. These giant structures were first built on land and then floated out to sea. Once they reached the correct position, they were carefully lowered onto a stable seabed foundation where they served as retaining walls for the newly created islands. After being installed, the caissons were filled with construction materials such as rocks, gravel, and sand to ensure they remained securely anchored to the seabed over time. After completing the reclaimed land platform, the next major challenge was dealing with the soft marine clay beneath it, which was not strong enough to support the massive structures of Gardens by the Bay. To solve this problem, engineers used a system of cast-in-place concrete piles to increase the stability of the entire foundation. The process began by drilling through the weak soil layer down to a harder geological layer below. In some areas, the soft sediment layer reached depths of up to 60 meters. Prefabricated steel casings were then lowered into the holes, with reinforced steel cages placed inside before high-strength concrete was pumped in to form massive foundation piles. Once the concrete hardened, the entire load of the structures could be transferred down to the more stable ground beneath. However, construction near Marina Bay also created the risk of polluting the water supply, which provides around 10% of Singapore's drinking water. To protect the area, engineers built a coastal retaining wall stretching approximately 200 meters, combined with a special polyfelt silt barrier designed to prevent soil and construction materials from spreading into the bay. Returning to the stage when major structures such as the greenhouses and Super Tree Grove had finally been completed, the project was now beginning its transformation from a reclaimed land construction site into a fully functioning urban ecosystem. Spanning more than 100 hectares, the garden was divided into multiple theme zones that recreated ecosystems from around the world. Visitors could encounter Asian-inspired gardens filled with tranquility and refinement, Mediterranean landscapes featuring drought-resistant plants, and lush tropical environments that reflected the rainforests of Southeast Asia. Every pathway, cluster of trees, and landscape detail was intentionally arranged to create a continuous and seamless visitor experience. One of the most unique aspects of the project lay in how the designers carefully guided the emotions of visitors throughout the garden. Walking through Gardens by the Bay felt less like a simple stroll and more like a journey across multiple climate zones within just a few hours. From shaded walkways that provided relief from Singapore's tropical heat to wide-open spaces overlooking Marina Bay, every element was carefully planned to create a balance between relaxation and awe. At the same time, the pedestrian infrastructure was designed with remarkable efficiency. Curving pathways, elevated walkways such as the OCBC Skyway, and strategically positioned open spaces helped distribute visitor traffic and maintain a comfortable experience even as millions of people visited the gardens every year. During the day, Gardens by the Bay appeared as a vibrant ecological park filled with sunlight and lush greenery. But when night fell, the entire landscape transformed into a spectacular light show, where the super trees illuminated the skyline and created a stunning fusion of nature and technology. As urban populations continue to grow, green spaces become increasingly limited, and climate change turns into a real and immediate threat. Cities around the world are being forced to find a new model of development. And because of that, Gardens by the Bay is becoming a source of inspiration for many projects across the globe, from the Middle East and Europe to the mega-cities of Asia. In China, mega-cities such as Shanghai are beginning to shift toward a development model similar to Gardens by the Bay through the construction of mega-ecological parks integrated with modern technology. Shanghai Greenhouse Garden is no longer just a simple landscape park. Instead, it is planned as part of the city's urban infrastructure, combining multiple functions at the same time, including entertainment, biodiversity conservation, and environmental regulation. Advanced technologies are widely applied throughout the project, from real-time air quality monitoring systems and green surfaces that help reduce the urban heat island effect, to retention ponds and smart drainage systems designed to reduce flooding. As a result, these gardens function like living lungs for the city, helping lower surrounding temperatures while significantly improving air quality in dense urban environments. Meanwhile, in Vietnam, the trend of green urban development is also becoming increasingly visible, especially in large-scale urban projects such as Vinhomes Grand Park in Ho Chi Minh City. The project dedicates a significant portion of its area to a central park, landscape lakes, and open ecological spaces, reflecting a major shift in urban planning philosophy. Notably, the light park here was inspired by the super trees at Gardens by the Bay in Singapore, with artistic lighting structures becoming iconic nighttime landmarks. Elements such as dense greenery, outdoor parks, sports areas, and lakes not only provide aesthetic value, but also help regulate the local microclimate, reduce temperatures, and improve living conditions for residents. Although these projects have not yet integrated complex technologies as deeply as Singapore has, developments like Grand Park still reflect an important transformation in urban thinking, where nature is no longer treated as an additional feature, but is gradually becoming a core foundation of modern urban design. Since opening to the public, Gardens by the Bay has not only become a famous tourist attraction, but has also quickly risen to become a global symbol of Singapore. Every year, the gardens attract millions of international visitors, acting as a major tourism magnet that strengthens Singapore's position on the world stage. Gardens by the Bay has created a powerful ripple effect across the economy, driving the growth of industries such as hospitality, restaurants, retail, and transportation, while also generating thousands of direct and indirect jobs. The connection with the Marina Bay District has significantly boosted property values and drawn international investment, turning the area into a lively economic, tourism, and entertainment center. Gardens by the Bay offers notable economic and environmental advantages. Beyond local benefits, it has established a global influence that resonates beyond its borders. Cities worldwide are now examining this model as they seek to incorporate green spaces into their urban planning. The successful integration of such green areas has sparked interest in sustainable development globally. I believe the project has fundamentally changed our mindset toward urban development. Nature can now coexist with cities, paving the way for a new vision in urban planning globally. Gardens by the Bay, originating from a completely artificial area, has become one of the world's most iconic gardens. Its significance extends beyond aesthetics, serving as evidence that we can reshape our environment. I invite thoughts on whether green city models like this could represent the future of urban development. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Datascope for more exciting videos about technology and the amazing mega projects happening around the world.